Hello, collective. It's Llewellyns, Aspire to the Self, with another astrological energy forecast for November 13th through the 19th. If this is your first time here, please remember to like, share, and subscribe so that way you get notified of all content. I do, of course, the weekly astrological energy forecast with corresponding chakras. I also do collective tarot readings that are for all star signs, okay, as well as they are timeless. So depending upon when you see them on your feed, the messages might be for you, so please take what resonates and leave the rest. I also do daily motivational shorts for messages from your higher self, to give you messages from what you need to know that day. So if you have not already, please subscribe or please check that out to see if it is something that you are interested in. I also like to take the time to thank all of my day ones, all of my new subscribers, the ones who have been interacting on my videos, with all your likes and subscriptions. Thank you so much. I am very loyal and dedicated to the collective. You guys are my sole purpose, or at least a part of it. So I just want to take the time to show my gratitude and to thank you properly, okay? Mila Boikas, which is Gaelic for 1,000 thanks, okay? I am also the author of The Princess and Her Inner Voice, which is a fairy tale about following your intuition and how it can be used to overcome all obstacles, how to overcome and heal from all trauma. So say like from soul contracts, karmic ties, or fated events, okay? As well as how your intuition can be used to get you to your happy ending in whichever way that looks for you, okay? You can find this book on online retailers such as Barnes & Noble, Amazon, and Walmart, just to name a few, as well as www.aspiraltotheself.com, which is my website. Okay, and if I spoke too quickly for you, there will be a brief little snippet at the end where you can purchase this if you are interested, as well as in the description and comment section. Okay? So before I get started, I'm going to cleanse the area as well as myself as I deliver this divinely guided message. I cleanse myself of any ill will, ill intent, negative energy. Please only allow positive and goddess-like energy to flow through as I channel this message to the collective. I call upon Anu, Baka, Bob, the Trendy Three, as well as Banja, my archangels, ancestors, and the seen and unseen. Please protect me, the viewers, this video and channel as I deliver this divinely guided message. Please only allow what you want me to see and the collective to know. Please only fill the energy of the room with positive and goddess-like energy. Any curses, hexes, evil eye will be dissolved, transmuted, and intervened with by the All-High. The sender will become known and unable to hide. Their masks ripped off and all their lies, deceit, and ill intentions will be exposed and will become publicly known. That's just, if you think you're going to send that shit, prepare to pay for that shit. You know what I'm saying? So, let's get started, okay? So, Giedich, Balcha. Benate an Banja Ort, which is Gaelic for hello. Welcome. May the blessing of the goddess follow you. Okay, so let's get into the astrological events. Okay, so we have the background energies, which would be the retrograde energies. We have Neptune retrograde, which is where the veil is lifted, the truth is exposed. Okay. So the people's mask being forcefully removed off, okay? People who are now going through judgment, going through karma, okay? You are seeing this. You are seeing this in real time, live action. You are seeing people paying for what they've done, okay? Because like I said, collective, if you watch my videos, thank you. But if you haven't, this is your first time here, there's been a lot of people who have done a lot of bad things to people for money. So we're talking like black magic. We're talking like cursing, hexing. We're talking like scamming, lying, forgery, stealing of inheritances, things of that nature that's been going on a collective level, okay? Well, the divine has orchestrated it to where these people's masks are now exposed. Anything they've done is now being brought to light, okay, and on a public level. So if they've been doing any of this stuff, it doesn't matter their ranking, it doesn't matter what they do for a living, it doesn't matter, you know, who they're born into, okay, like they're being exposed. So say, and then you have Uranus retrograde, which is a wake-up call, and independence and breakthrough, okay? So with this, with both of these retrogrades, like I said, the masks are ripped off, you guys are having a wake-up call. So say like for me, when it came to my attention that my karmic family, specifically my parents, were doing black magic against me, trying to keep me codependent, trying to take away my stability, trying to take away my money, trying to stop me from having a love life, you know, doing anything and everything to sabotage me in every way, okay? Like even trying to unalive me and my children, okay? Their mask was ripped off. And like the breakthrough I had for my independence was like, oh, I'm dealing with witches. I'm dealing with witches. That's a wrap for me. Knowing that I'm dealing with witches, it's game over. It's done. You know why? Because I've spent the last 6 years studying the occult. Like I'm a modern day Hermione Granger. You know, if you ever know anything about the Hogwarts or Harry Potter series, okay? Like I'm a modern day Hermione, meaning I could read at a college level by 5th grade. I did a semester worth of college in high school while working a job and having an after-school activity, okay? So I'm a lifetime student. I read, I'm a scholar, okay? Like I am always learning, always learning. So I have occult knowledge. I know how to de-hex and de-curse myself in almost every single spirituality, okay? Because I've studied Chinese medicine. I've studied Norse witchcraft. I've studied Celtic witchcraft. I've studied Scandinavian witchcraft. I've studied voodoo. I've studied hoodoo. I've studied, let's get into, Appalachian magic, okay? And I've studied energy manipulation. Like I'm a certified Reiki practitioner. And then I also studied Qigong, okay? So I've studied all of these things. I know how to de-hex myself. I know how to de-curse myself. So once, you know, because my parents have magically cloaked themselves for a very long time what they were doing. And the only reason they were ever able to impact me is because my karmic mother literally used her DNA and used her blood to curse me, which means she cursed herself and she cursed her bloodline. Okay? So she wasn't above doing that to hurt me. Wasn't above doing that. And they had a kind of cloaking spell on them to where I wouldn't know, okay? Like, because they attacked me on every level. Like, they attacked every single one of my chakras, okay? Like, trying to take away my self-confidence, trying to take away my self-esteem, trying to take away my third eye, trying to take away my Earth Star chakra, so that way, like, I wouldn't have connection to my ancestors and stuff. Okay, so they did all this shit, okay? But once their mask was off, and, like, I knew, oh, I'm dealing with witches. It's game over. It's a wrap, okay? Like, I knew how to de-curse myself, and then I knew how to put protection on my family so nobody could touch us with their magic, okay? So, and then once that happened, my wake-up call, my freedom for independence was then my third eye got unblocked. And then I got notified. My ancestors came in strong then. I mean, I've always listened to my intuition. Despite everything they've done to me, I've always listened to my intuition. I've always listened to my higher self. Hence, I'm the author of a book that teaches you how to listen to your higher self. Like, I've always done that. And when I went through this, I got every name, every face of every person who sat there and tried to curse me. We're talking family. We're talking friends. We're talking people in the community who are supposed to be healers, who are supposed to be spiritual guiders, like people who are like priests. You know, we're not just talking the church, we're talking spiritual leaders. All these people who went after me. I got their names, I got their faces. And then my call for independence was, one, your magic's not going to touch me. And know that if you are sending magic towards someone who's higher vibration than you, it's not going to touch them, okay? Everything's about energy. If they're low. If they are low vibration, like you, who's sending low vibration, then yeah, sure, your magic will touch them. But if they are high vibration, your shit's not going to touch them. All you're going to do is have that stuff come back to you because their vibration is literally going to repel it back. And if you know anything about witchcraft at all, whatever you send out, you get back. So if these people that were sending unalive spells, sending all these atrocities to people to hurt them, like I said, it wasn't just a me thing collective. This happened on a collective level, which is why I talk about it, because hopefully sharing my story, my example, will help free others, because that's what I'm here for, okay? I'm part of the awakening. I am a general of the light, okay? I am part of the army of the light, and I'm one of the front lines, okay? And I've been doing this for a long time, okay? And that's why I've studied. It wasn't to hurt people. I've never hurt anyone, but it was the knowledge to protect myself. My higher self guided me to subjects to read in order to protect myself. And when these people's masks were ripped off, it was a wrap. And then my higher self told me how to deal with the situation, which was to call judgment on them. You thought your little spiritual warfare games was fun? Must be fun until someone calls judgment on you. Someone who has a high spiritual ranking than you calls judgment on you. And when you call judgment, essentially the all-high God, Banja, they weigh your soul, your intentions, and your heart. Kind of like the Egyptian, what they do with the Anubis, okay, before you get to the afterlife, weighs you against the others. And if they are of low vibration and they're sending bad out towards people, of course, they're going to be in the muck. Of course, you are going to outweigh them. You are going to outrank them in every level, and they will get karma instantly. They will get karma instantly, and that's just how it happens, okay? So they thought it was fun. These people, because I found out these people that were sending me stuff, like I said, it didn't touch me. The only thing that touched me was my karmic parents, because they were literally willing to curse themselves. But these other people that weren't of my vibration, I became aware of them. And it's like, oh, okay, you want to play. So let's play. I'm going to end your game right now. Game over. Okay, game over. I'm going to call judgment on you. And because I know exactly how much my soul weighs. Okay, I know exactly how much my soul weighs. Let's play. You want to play in the 5D? Let's play. Because now in the 5D, I call judgment on you. And that means everything you've done, not just to me, but any and every person before me, you are going to pay the price for. Because with magic, you got the 3x3 rule. What you wish for will come back to you threefold. So, along with judgment being called on you, there will be no mercy. There will be absolutely no mercy. And you know what? With the all high, these people that went against me, they better be thankful. Thankful, show gratitude that I didn't find out about what they did, especially to my children, until I got to high vibration. Because say if I found out somebody was trying to unalive my kids a couple years ago, the knowledge, the power I had then, I would have really devastated people's lives. One, they wouldn't be around today to live out their misery or whatever kind of false life they got. They wouldn't be around. I would have been so strategic in how I took them down. But I don't need to, because you know what? The divine has orchestrated it in such a way that we'll get into later on in this video, because when you see how the divine has set these people up and the plans they have in store for them, it's diabolical. It's magical. It's like I said, these people didn't believe in the all-high. Just because you don't believe in God, just because you don't believe in Goddess, just because you don't believe in karma doesn't mean they don't believe in you. Just because you were able to get away with it for a certain amount of time doesn't mean that you won't pay for it. It just meant that the divine was orchestrating it in such a way that you wouldn't be able to get out of it. You would be stuck to atone for what you've done. There'd be no way of getting out of it. And then you will be the example, because these people enacted generational curse debt on their families for what they've done, because they in their own life have accumulated so much karmic debt that they cannot repay in this lifetime. So one, it will follow them to the next lifetime, but two, now it's on their families. They will be the example to their families on what not to do. They will be the example of why misfortune came to their family. They will be that example. And it's not anything I did, it's the all high. And what these people did, because it was all about choices. Okay? And then you've got Jupiter retrograde, which is wisdom and knowledge and review of our beliefs around money. Like I said, a lot of these people were doing things bad and terrible, atrocious things, even to their own family over money and the value they placed on money. So now we're being forced to view our beliefs around money. Okay? Because it's not exactly that money is the root of all evil, it's the value we place on money that is the root of all evil. What people are willing to do for materialistic gain. Okay. Then you got Vesta retrograde, which is about focusing on transforming our relationships and transforming relationships with family in order to protect the home and as well as the inner flame. So again, a lot of us have been awakened to the fact that those closest to us tried to hurt us. A lot of us have been awakened to the fact of what people were doing to us in the background, trying to enable codependency, trying to strip us of self-esteem, self-worth, self-love. Okay, we've got narcissism. Like, narcissism has apparently been something that's been instilled in people in the past, 60 years. Like, I guess after the World Wars, these people never got love from their family. They never got attention. They didn't get love, they didn't get attention, and then they had this void inside of them where they didn't have any feelings. They didn't have any feelings, and then they were unable to take accountability for their feelings, because you're talking so much repressed trauma, so much self-hatred and self-loathing, because they didn't have parents around, and if they did, their parents were mean to them because they also had unhealed trauma, repressed emotions. So when they had kids, so we're talking at least 3 generations, they had kids and they were never shown how to properly love someone. They were never shown how to properly handle their emotions. So how did they do that? They became narcissists, okay? They became so void of everything. And when you become void, of emotions, when you are unable to take accountability for yourself, you open yourself to dark entities. So that's why narcissists are literally walking demons. They feel nothing. They're dark inside. Their mentality, their internal dialogue is all dark. It's all self-sabotagey. It's all victim mentality. And that's why they never have anything. That's why all their chakras are blocked. That's why they don't make sound decisions. But my generation, the millennials, we've had to break through all that. We've had to break through the people who try to cripple us, with codependency. Because like I said, these people never felt valued. They never felt like they were worthy of love. And so what did they do? They had an all or nothing cost to feel that love that they never got. Okay, so that's why they did magic to, they did magic on your finances, on your stability, on your love life, so that way you would be forced to go to them and depend on them. Because that was the only way that they felt worthy. That's the only way they felt love. Okay, and we've been awakened to that. But now that we've been awakened, now we have to set the boundaries to go, I value me, I value my inner flame, I value myself, and I value my bloodline. The family I've created, I value them enough to now I'm going to protect them, which means you might have to cut people off. You might have to move. You might have to do things, okay? It might not be what you want to do, but sometimes what you want to do and what you got to do aren't the same things, because it's going to come to protecting yourself, protecting your self-worth, protecting your self-love, and then protecting your families, your kids, showing them that they are worthy, that they should have worth and love in themselves, okay, and that they shouldn't be tied to people that are in unhealthy situations or relationships, and they should know when to cut it off, so that way they don't get stuck in contracts, soul contracts with people that bring them down, okay, bring their energy down, bring their blessings down, block them from opportunities, okay? That is what this is all about. Like I said, on an astrological level, this is what is happening. This is why everybody's been awakened. This is why there's such a huge severing of families. It's not because we just don't value it. No, it's because we're holding people accountable for their actions. You cannot reason with someone who is not accountable for themselves. You cannot reason with someone who doesn't want to grow. You cannot reason with someone who is determined to stay in that muck and that low vibration. And like misery loves company, and they want you to stay there with them. Okay? You can't reason with somebody like that. You can't reason with somebody who is willing to do anything and everything to you, including selling their soul and yours to get their whatever it is they're trying to, whatever they're desiring. You can't reason with somebody like that. And it comes a time when you have to choose yourself, choose your own bloodline, choose the family you created in order to maintain that health, that love, that success that you're wanting. Blood means nothing. People's choices mean everything. People's choices mean everything. And if they chose to hurt you, if they chose to attack you, if they literally choose to not grow, if they choose to not evolve, if they choose to be in that level, then they have to go. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. I don't care if it's your nanny, your uncle, your auntie, your brother, your sister, your mommy, your daddy. I don't care. Because if they are draining your energy, if they are dead set on trying to diminish your self-worth and your self-love, it hurts you. It takes years of your life away. It blocks your blessings. It blocks your opportunity. All it does is hurt you. So then you have to get to the point where, are you going to keep allowing it? Like, my nose is itching, so that's confirmation for somebody. Somebody need to hear that. But are you going to keep allowing it? What are you willing to allow? What are you willing to allow? Because you choose how the world addresses you. And if you keep allowing people to disrespect you, you keep allowing people to take away from you, then that is the situation by the law of attraction that you will draw towards you. Then it impacts your internal dialogue, which then draws more things that are aligned with that thought process you have to you. So it's a choice. Do you choose yourself? Do you choose your children, your bloodline? Or do you choose the people who are already dead? Okay, so we're going to get into the weekly energies, okay? So November 13th through the 19th. This week is all about intentions backed with changes for what we want to manifest, okay? There's definitely a difference between manifesting and magic, okay? I'm going to explain that. So that way you don't, because I know I spent some time talking about black magic. There's a difference. One, understand thoughts have weight. So what you think about, followed by the action you do, is what you send out to the universe, which is the energy you put out there, because your emotions are your fuel for your manifestations. Manifestation is where you have an intention, you have an action, and that is the reward that you receive, but you have to earn it. You have to earn it. Excuse me. That is something that you have to earn, okay? Versus like black magic is typically to take from someone to get something quickly because you're not willing to earn it. Because you're not willing to do what is necessary to get what it is you're trying to manifest. Which is why there's consequences. There's not consequences to trying to manifest your desires if you're doing it for yourself, okay? Like say if you're wanting to manifest more money. The universe will force you to raise your vibration to align with what you are trying to ask for, okay? So if you're wanting money, say if you're of a low vibration and you're trying to get money, okay? You're gonna get kind of chaos thrown at you, like car accident, like being given more hours at work to get more money, okay? Black magic would be taking, like doing money spells. Like say if you're trying to force the universe to give you a lump sum, will generally put your life in chaos. Like I said, you're talking car accidents. You're talking like an injury. You're talking something happening to your home. Because you're forcing the universe to create a pathway for you for something you haven't earned. Okay? So it's going to force you to do things. But if you do it through manifestation, like you set goals and you create a plan, that is your desire. So for me, like I know I have some severe jealousy out there, like so from a small community. It's not widespread like that, but we'll go into it. One of the things is my appearance. I've literally had people try to curse my appearance, curse my body, and curse my face, even my hair. My hair of all things, like my face, things like that. Because, well, why does she get to have that? Why did, I hate that, blah, 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 blah. Okay. You can have it too. You just have to earn it. Okay? So, 3 years ago, 2020, I took a different job, okay? That's when I got employed by Amazon. Now, like I said before, if you watch my other videos, and the only reason I took that job is because of what I wanted, okay? So I intentionalized that I wanted to be with my twin flame. I wanted to be married. I wanted stability, okay? That was an intention I had all the way back in 2020, okay? So I had that intention, but I had to do things to match that intention, to be in alignment with that intention. So I had to raise my vibration to get it, which meant, so in 2020, the guy that I was dating for 3 years, I had to break up with. And the guy at the time I was in love with, like I had nothing but positive things to say about him. And I told him what I wanted, and I told him what vision I had and what I was told that I had to do, that even if it was him that I was destined to be with, we weren't meant to be together in that moment because there's a lot of healing that had to happen, So it was actually one of the best breakups I've ever had, because he was one of the only guys to ever treat me with respect, So, and the conversation that we had was, here's what I'm wanting, here's, the vision I had of what I have to do to get it. And he even said that, even on my best day, I don't feel worthy enough to have you. I don't feel like I can do what it is that you need me to do. That I want you to be happy, but I know that I'm not the best for you, and I know that you deserve better. That's what he said to me. Like, there's no hatred there, there's no envy, there's no jealousy, there's no toxic relationship part of it. It was him going, I love you, but I love you enough to know that I want you to be happy even if it's not with me. And because I'm a seer, I've seen the person he ends up with. I knew that it wasn't me. I didn't do love spells on him to force him to be with me. I didn't do any of that. I want him to be happy. Like, I cherish the time that I had with him in that part of my path. And he did the same. But he also had an in-life mate out there, and to force him to stay with me would have been like a form of like holding him hostage. And that conversation we had, like, it showed accountability. He was in the place vibrationally to be where I needed him to be. And he had a lot of healing to do, and he acknowledged that. He had a lot of healing to do before he could be on that level. But that's not where I was. That happens in relationships, and this goes into the Vesta retrograde. There's going to be times when the people that you love or that you are around aren't in the same vibration with you, and you have to leave them. There's no hatred there. There's no being better or anything. It's that they're no longer in alignment with you. That you are on your path and you are being called to do different things. And they are on their path and they're being called to do different things. Okay, you guys intersected in that moment to do whatever with each other, to fulfill some kind of soul contract, and then you have to continue on your path, right? You got to continue on your path. You can't forcefully stay there or you both won't grow, and then you end up in a toxic relationship because you're trying to force something that was never meant to be. Okay? Well, we ended, and I was in a period of isolation for about 6 months before my twin flame came. Okay? But it was a choice I made to be dedicated to the choices that I made. And at the time, I also, because I had this high-paying job, I decided, I had the financial resources to live the life I wanted. I could eat what I wanted. I could do whatever. And so I got really healthy. I got on the Mediterranean diet. I intermittent fasted, which I still do. I drink a gallon of water every day. Because I worked from home, I bought me some workout machines because I couldn't go to the park like I usually did. So I got me a row machine, I got me a treadmill, and I got me this thing called the butt machine. It's called the DB method, okay? But I got me 3 machines. This is a work of all that because I made choices every day. And then I also got 100% sober. Like, I don't smoke nothing, I don't drink nothing, I don't snort nothing, I don't jack nothing. Like, not that I ever did any of that, but like, I'm 100% sober. I don't even drink pop. Like, I drink a gallon of water a day, and I have a cup of coffee. I might have some tea, just depends on how I feel. Like, I drink a lot, I drink herbal teas when and if I need it, okay? But I put actions into what I wanted. I decided what kind of body I wanted, and then I did the changes and actions needed to get it. So the people that are hating on me for like how I look or whatever, it's like, you could have it too. Just, either boss up or shut up, like, do what you need to do to get what you want. Because trying to take shortcuts, like stealing it from someone, you only hurt yourself. And then you have to heal from it. Like I said, but like, for me to get with my twin flame, I had to heal my body. I had to do all that. I had to go through isolation. And at the time, I was also cursed with isolation. I've had several people try to curse me with isolation, like my own karmic family trying to make it to where I felt isolated. And then like a guy that I rejected tried to do the same. It's the best thing for you, by the way. So these people that were trying to hurt me didn't hurt me, they helped me. You know what isolation does for you? Helps heal you. Helps heal you. Because you know what the worst thing for you is when you need to heal trauma, is being around other people, because then you absorb their energies. Then you never go within, you never have introspection to reflect on things. And also, when you're in isolation, say if you are around nature or in nature or whatever, then you give the spirit world more access to you. So if these people are wondering how I got more in tune with my psychic ability or how I truly stepped up my game, it's because you put me in isolation and you allowed the spirit world to talk to me. Thank you. Thank you. Didn't work out how you wanted to, right? But thank you. And then they told me what I needed to do. I got my connection with the All High got very strong. The connection with my ancestors got very strong. Like, no little cord cutting spell or nothing is going to stop me from talking to them. Okay? Like, but they did that. But it's also the best thing for you. Like when you need to heal, it's the best thing for you. Okay? So I had to I had to choose to get rid of many attachments at the time that I had. I had to force myself to get really healthy, to cut out all these things and to raise my vibration so I could be aligned when my twin flame came. I didn't meet my twin flame until, or at least I didn't become aware he was my twin flame until I worked with him for 2 years and he was ready to quit his job to be with me and he was ready to marry me. I worked with this man for 2 years, sitting on opposite sides of the table. He was my opponent. But I had to be respectful with him every day in managing money. We're talking billions of dollars because we both handled, for the companies we worked for, we both handled billions of dollars for international shipping. That's how I met him. Like, I had to trust him, but then trust but verify everything he did. And I had to be steps ahead of him. And the moment where he found out he loved me was when I told him that he was wrong. And I backed it up, because I was new to the company then. And, he works for a long time. And everyone, went to him as a source of knowledge. But imagine everyone's surprise when me, who's new, told him he was wrong and then was able to prove it. I shocked so many people that day. But I also got more power and people trusted my insight a hell of a lot more too. So, and that made him view me as his level, But But I didn't find out he was my twin until he was ready to like leave his job and to offer me marriage. You know? And I accepted because I knew my twin flame was coming. I didn't entertain any other men. I didn't date any other men. I didn't sleep with any other men. I purified my body to be with him. And then as our relationship progressed, you know, I purified my body more. Because like I was drinking a little bit, but I really weaned off of it. And then when we got together, I just stopped. I stopped everything. I got 100% sober. I didn't need it anymore. I didn't need any of those crutches. I didn't need any of those their trauma suppressions to help me deal with my trauma. I cut out toxic relationships that made me feel sad. I got out of those toxic entanglements that made me feel sad, that made me need to feel like I needed to numb myself. I didn't need to numb myself anymore because this man, this person who's equal to me in every way, made damn sure that my life was beautiful. Made damn sure that my kid's life was beautiful. And that's why like no magic worked on us. It's because we were both our true authentic self and we were both high vibration. That and my partner's master manifester himself, so he don't need my magic. He don't need nothing either. So he's on a level of his own. Okay, but that's what this is about. And like I said, with the knowledge, accumulating knowledge. Like I've studied the occult for 6 years. I've studied the stars, astrology, for 2 years. And then I even had formal training for different topics for both of those. Okay, so if you're wanting to manifest something, you definitely can. It's about choices that you make each day to back that intention and that manifestation. Okay, so let's get into November 13th. So we're going to have the new moon in Scorpio. Know that Scorpio is the detriment sign of the moon. Okay, so that means weakened or disharmonious energies. Okay, so we also have the sun opposition to Uranus this day. So it's going to be a time to heal old wounds, purge and cleanse to heal old heart wounds and release faulty conclusions that are blocking your desires as you may feel insecure to be your most authentic self. Like I said, healing yourself. It is a choice to heal yourself, but it's something that can save your life. Like I say, with witchcraft and stuff, if you heal yourself, there's nothing to attack. Like the people that were doing dream state magic and shit like that, like they can't attack you if you are healed. There has to be a root. There has to be a seed planted in you that's been there for them to attack it, make it grow. But if you heal it, there's nothing to attach to make anything grow, right? Your chakras are open to receiving your blessings, okay? And especially your heart chakra, because that's what this is talking about, is healing like old traumas that revolve around your heart chakra. Healing, like say childhood traumas that made you feel like you were unlovable or unworthy. Okay, that's what this new moon's all about. Okay, it's about healing. It's about purging things that are no longer serving us. Okay, this would also be a great day to do like a ritual bath. Okay, because water is very purifying. Water is very cleansing, and a ritual bath consists of like salt and herbs, like if you're worried about being hexed, use agrimony, but any other time it would just be like salt, rosemary, rose petals, because roses are high vibration. Okay, so you can raise the vibration of the water. And then you can use stones like obsidian, which will help ground you. And you can use rose quartz for self-love and healing. Okay, you can use things like that, or malachite, which is like an emerald colored stone that helps with healing. So if that is your intention when you take this ritual bath, you can help. Okay, and just know that anything that comes to the surface is something that your mind, your consciousness is pulling to the surface for you to heal. Okay, like say if you're having thoughts of an ex-lover, or say if it's your family, it's not to indicate that you need to reach out to them. It is your unconscious and subconscious letting you know, here's something that was unearthed in the back that you still need to heal. And then you go through the process of healing that, okay? Because these faulty conclusions are what blocks your desires. Because when your heart chakra is closed, that's how you block your opportunities and your blessings. okay? Because you don't feel worthy to receive them, okay? Your intuition will slowly unravel something that you've been investigating, okay? Something that you've been thinking about. It's, like I said, it's a disharmonious, like, weakened state, but you're going to slowly unravel something, okay? November 14th, the moon will be in Sagittarius. This is going to bring intuitive focus on how to bring ourselves more happiness and freedom to do so. Okay, this is going to be a day to act on things that bring you joy because your soul is craving for more happiness. Do things that bring you joy. And it can sometimes be the smallest of joys in life. Like, it's fall right now where I'm at, so going outside and looking at the ambience. Sniffing a rose, playing with your kids, having a good cup of coffee, and being grateful for it, because gratitude brings more blessings to you to be grateful for, okay? November 15th, Venus sextile Mercury. So you're going to have intellectually stimulating conversations that are favorable in bringing balance and harmony in our relationship as well as our finances. Something to note though is be mindful of the words you speak as they have power, okay? November 16th, the moon will be in Capricorn, which is also a detriment sign of the moon. So disharmony or weakened energy in pursuing our ambitions or leading, okay? You may be holding on to painful experiences that need to be let go of in order to move forward. So like I said, this is all about healing this week. But it's going to be healing things that are in your mind. It's going to be healing things that are in your heart. So I know last week I had 2 chakras. I believe it was the solar plexus and heart chakra. But because the energies are moving, because the moon was in Scorpio at the end of last week. But this week it's going to be the beginning because Monday is the new moon in Scorpio. So it's still going to be heavy heart chakra healing as well. So I encourage you to check out that astrological energy forecast, okay, for the previous week that ends with November 12th. Check that out if you want more information on the heart chakra and how to heal it, okay? But this is going to be about healing things in the mind that have resurfaced and healing things in the heart. So it's going to be a very introspective week, okay? November 17th, Mars and Sun trine Neptune and the Sun conjunctions with Mars. So this is going to be a day of intense energy and drive and receiving the ideas needed to pursue our dreams and breaking through any illusions that halted us. Like I said, if there is something in your mind, some limited belief that you had that made you feel unworthy of pursuing your dreams or following your calling, this is going to be disregarded, okay? You're going to have a favorable day of putting things into action, setting that intention for you to manifest your desires, okay? But you may be called to heal things. Like I said earlier in the week, you're healing things. You're healing things in order for you to be able to manifest this. Because after the new moon comes the waxing moon, which is bringing things to you. So if you're trying to bring like financial abundance to you, if you're trying to bring in a love connection, this would be a time to do it. But it's a sacrifice. You have to sacrifice something, whether it be your time, your energy, your money, in order to gain something that is worthwhile. Okay, like so there's no shortcuts here. Anyone who tries to take shortcuts ends up paying. Okay, that's the black magic way. You will pay for what you ask for. Okay, but if you're trying to intentionalize it, trying to manifest it, it takes small actions and then changes to make in order for you to get what you were trying to get to come towards you, okay? To get whatever is your desires. Okay, now get prepared to welcome your intentions into your life because manifesting is preparation meets divine timing and opportunity. It's all about preparation. Like I said, it's all about making the changes needed to be aligned with when the divine presents you with that opportunity of what you've been trying to manifest. Okay, and then November 18th, moon will be in Aquarius, as well as there will be a Llewellyn meteor shower peak day. Okay, so meteor shower peak days are lucky. Okay, they're very lucky. You're going to have the intuitive focus on how to be your most authentic self. self and to lead by example, as we will be harvesting the fruits of our labor. Okay, maintain the faith in your skills, however, be wary of vengefulness. Okay, so you're gonna have luck in this. If you are on the honoring path, you're gonna see the fruits of your labors. You're gonna see your manifestations coming forth. Okay, just have faith in your abilities. Know that you are leading by example at this time. November 19th. This is almost my favorite part of this whole thing, this whole astrological energy forecast, and then I'm gonna get into why. Because it's gonna go into what I spoke about earlier, but just on such a great level. Pallas and Scorpio until February 7th of 2024. Okay, Pallas is an asteroid, and it's the goddess of warfare, not like her brother Aries, which is a bloodlust kind of warfare. This is the strategic warfare, okay, with wisdom and intuition combined to bring justice, to bring win-win solutions to everything. So this time period, okay, is going to be solving of mysteries and developing a strategy to uncover secrets surrounding power and money in a ruthless manner. So you know how I talked about at the beginning of the show of these covens and stuff that were doing all this black magic to people for power and money, for clout, for robbing people of their abundances, their stability, whatever, okay? And how I said, they should be grateful. Like, say, the ones who attack me, they should be grateful. But this is also why when you call judgment and you surrender the control to the divine to intervene on your behalf, because I gave it to God. Yeah, I'm not going to play tit for tat with you. I'm going to call judgment on you. I'm going to end your game immediately, and I'm going to give it to the All High. And the reason being is so you give up control of the situation. Like the phrase, let go, let God. You give up your control of the situation, which means the results may be slower, however, deeply profound. Because when you find out why the retrograde periods for 2023 mixed in with what's happening with 2024. So you had Saturn retrograde, which was about life lessons and destiny, okay? Then you have Uranus retrograde, which is about breakthroughs for independence. And then you have Uranus retrograde, which is like the veil is lifted, all the deceit and lies are exposed. There's a reason why the divine waited to this particular moment. Okay? These people were able to get away with whatever they wanted to get away with for a certain amount of time because it was written in the stars that this would happen. It was written in the stars. You can't manipulate stars, okay? But this is a fated event. These people were allowed to do all this stuff, accumulate that karmic debt, because on an astrological collective level, all these people who were abusing power for money were going to be brought to justice. Not for what they just did to you, but for what they've been doing to everyone. Okay, like on an astrological level, these people are literally going to be hunted down until February. They're not going to be able to escape their fate. They're not going to be able to escape this karmic debt. Like I said, the divine did this on purpose. Divine plan. And the reason being is, like I said, a lot of these people, why I make fun of it sometimes, is because I know exactly what they did. Spirituality, magic, witchcraft has become massively published, meaning you can go to a store and get you a massively published grimoire. These people didn't do any research. They thought they were above universal law. They thought, oh, well, I don't believe in karma. I don't believe in God. So, none of it's going to touch me. Okay. They bought them a little spell book. Like, yeah, I'm just going to wreak havoc on people's lives, right? Started doing some spelly spells. But because we are in that new age of information, of wisdom, okay, because say back in the day, they didn't have, like the common people, one, couldn't read, but two, they didn't have this kind of resource available to them. But imagine now the common public can read mostly, and they now have this information available to them. The divine orchestrated this in such a way that these people are now a lesson to everyone, especially to their families. These people can't be blaming you for their shit. I know they want to. They're mad. They're so angry that they're getting their karma. They're so angry, like, I'm gonna go and hunt down so-and-so because my magic that I did on them didn't work. One, know that magic is 50-50. It's like that game that you play with children when it comes to flipping a coin. You can't go into that game without being okay if it doesn't land on the side that you called. Magic has 50-50 chance of sticking. You take that gamble because one, you get whatever you send out. Two, just because your intention went out there doesn't mean it's going to make it to its destination. Okay? So you have to be okay with reaping whatever you sent out, which is why you shouldn't do it. Like, unless you are fully knowledgeable and unless you're fully willing to pay for it, okay, and be held accountable to what you sent out, okay? So these people that were sending unalive spells, these people who are trying to rob people of money, like trying to create so much chaos and devastation in their life that they wouldn't have stability, trying to make them poor, or doing beauty spells to make someone ugly or deform their bodies. They let these people do it. The divine let these people do it for such a long time that now, like I said, the karmic debt they've accumulated, they cannot repay in this lifetime. It will follow them to the next lifetime, as well as now they've inflicted on their families. Imagine being the POS of your family that made all your descendants ugly, that made all your descendants poor, that made all your descendants unhealthy. Imagine being the POS in your family that ended your Nana's life, that ended your auntie uncle's life, that ended your mommy daddy's life. Imagine that. You can't blame anybody but yourself for that. And these people, because of how it was astrologically orchestrated by divine plan, their families are going to know who's responsible because the mask has been ripped off. They're going to know who's responsible for bringing this to their family. Do you think they're going to get any pity? No, they're going to go through isolation. And what does isolation do? It forces you to heal. That's if they're allowed to live. That's if they're allowed to live. Some of these people will not get to live because that is their karma and that is their fate, because this was a fated event. So don't be coming to somebody and be like, I'm so mad, they did this to me. No, you did. When you point your finger, you've got 3 fingers pointing back at you. Have some accountability, because you're going to be forced to have some anyway. The divine has orchestrated it in such a way that you will not escape this. You will not escape this karma. You will not escape this justice. Everybody's going to know what you did. Everyone. Everyone. They're all going to know what you did, and they're going to know who to hold responsible for their misfortune and their suffering. It's not going to be the person you try to cast against. It's going to be you, the caster, the sender. You should have chose better. You should have done better. There will not be no pity. There will not be no mercy on you for this. You will be the lesson for your bloodline of what not to do. It's a fated event. That sucks. I feel sorry for your family for having to learn through you their generational curse that they now have on them. It sucks. As somebody who's had to break my own generational curse, it sucks that I had to pay for what someone else did hundreds of years ago, thousands of years ago. It sucks that every single person that came before me had to go through it, and if they didn't do everything they had to do, they died, and they died in misery and in suffering and in poverty, and their descendants had to carry it forward. Had to carry years of it. We're talking carrying multiple generations of it. It sucks. I'm gonna tell you, someone who's had to break my own. It sucks. It's unfair. It's unfair that I had to go through that. It's unfair that I had to pay that debt. That's what you did to your own bloodline when you did this, when you targeted people with magic, when you thought you were going to break universal law. Your descendants, your bloodline is going to know that it's because of you. And they're going to have hatred in their heart towards you. And they're going to have to heal that in order to move forward. I feel sorry for them. They didn't deserve it, but you've made sure that now your family suffers because of your actions. It sucks. I'm sorry for them. And I hope that the divine gives them some kind of mercy. Because they're not even born yet. Or if they are, why should they be held responsible for you? Tucking kids. Why should they have to go through bullying for being literally physically deformed because you were jealous of someone? Why should your children have to go through poverty, extreme poverty, because you just didn't like someone? Because you weren't willing to do the work yourself? My heart hurts for them. They didn't deserve it. So I hope when you go through your forced isolation and healing, if you are allowed to live, for the ones who did this, know that you will suffer with the knowledge of what you did to your family, of the pain and torment you have put on them, the forced healing, soul contracts that you forced on them now. And I'm going to tell you, feeling their pain is going to be what destroys you. That's why it never pays to do shit like this to people. It never pays. The mental anguish you'll get for having the knowledge of what you've done to those you were supposed to love and care about, it's going to eat you alive. And that's your fate. And it was divinely orchestrated to do so because you chose incorrectly. You were guided to not. It's not like the All High just set you up. No, like the All High gave you warning after warning after warning, and you ignored it because you thought you were above them. And now they're going to teach you and your family a lesson. And it's unfair to those that have to learn that lesson because of you and your actions. Okay, so the chakra that mostly coincides with the energies this week, I said other than the heart chakra, which carries over from the previous week, you're going to have the crown chakra, okay? This is oneness with all, oneness with source, okay? The pineal gland has biochemical and electromagnetic properties that encourage good health and enlightenment, okay? It produces hormones to regulate tryptophan, if I said that right, I'm so sorry if I butchered that. Tryptophan, which regulates sleep, appetite, emotion, circadian rhythms, body temperature, consciousness, and mystical and psychic experiences. Okay? It's connected to the pineal gland and the cerebral cortex. Currents of energy are brought into this chakra. Okay? It is the psychic center for higher knowing. It is the chakra responsible for a spiritual awakening. It is the source of prophecy. And it's the chakra that has the means to understanding our path and purpose, like what we're supposed to do. The yang function of this chakra is the ability to live our divine identity by expressing our purpose. And the yin function of this chakra is the ability to take essential energies to feeding our spiritual nature. If this chakra is out of alignment, you can have immune system disorders, cancer, bone disorders, nervous system disorders, learning disorders, and then you can have mental illnesses like schizophrenia. You can have headaches, dizziness, multiple personalities, just to name a few. And that's resulting from being ungrounded and balanced, okay? Something that you can do to help with this is to, like I said, have like a shaman diet, which is to detox your body, drink your gallon of water, Go walking, cleanse your energy. Walking helps clear your mind, especially if you like mix it with music, like frequencies. Music that's upbeat and positive can help you clear your mind, help you get out of that like dark space that you're in. Eating healthy will help you as well. And also setting time aside to rest, so that way you don't have, you're not overwhelmed. Because when you get overwhelmed and depleted, that's typically when your mind starts to feel heavy. And then that's when the negative thoughts and negative self-talk starts to come in, is when your mind feels heavy. Okay, so make sure you're giving yourself time for self-care and to re-nourish your energy. Okay. All right, guys, hold on. I have one more thing. I started to incorporate this, depending upon what kind of cards I have and what the chakra is. But since this is the crown chakra, I thought it'd be fitting to do a brief little reading or message from our higher self to see what our higher self wants us to know, that we need to know about this week. So what does our higher self need to know about this week and the energies of this week and what the collective needs to work on? Okay. Okay. So you got expansion, okay? This is going to be a time of expanding for you. However, just know the beginning of the week is going to be healing. Healing so that way you don't hold yourself back. So that way when you get this divinely presented opportunity, you don't hold yourself back from it, okay? Because you're going to be expanding in some way, whether it be consciousness, whether that be healing, whether it be an opportunity for advancement, say like with your job, your career, your love life, okay? You're going to experience some kind of expansion. And then it says follow the signs, okay? The angels are around you at this time, the divines are around you at this time, the ancestors are around you at this time, especially since the veil is thin after Samhain, okay, which is October 31st to November 1st. The veil is thin, so that means the spiritual realm has more access to talk to you, to guide you, okay? So the answer to your questions are in front of you this week, okay? Okay, guys, that's Belena, the Spark to the Self, another astrological energy forecast. Mila Boykas, 1,000 thanks. Stay tuned for a brief little snippet of the princess and her inner voice.